Hi Libra, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your August 2022 love reading. Thank you to those of you who like, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. And for those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's what I call the bridge and the gap spread. And the way it works is I look at the past energies, present energies, and future energies between you and the main love interest. Once we get through all that, we'll actually pull some oracle cards to get some additional insight. That's where the bridge and the gap dynamic comes into play. And as far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, on the right side we have the Cosmic Tarot. And also keep in mind it's a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as your energy and the cards on the right as the other person's. If you feel like it's the other way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have Desire. So this is actually the equivalent of the Chariot in traditional tarot. And to me, this could just be saying that obviously you might have had a lot of desire for them, right? But beyond that, could just be saying that for some of you might have actually worked together. So maybe it was like a workplace dynamic between the two of you, or you might have met through work in some way. Also could just be saying that maybe you had to put a lot of heavy focus toward your career, and then after you were wrapping that up, you were able to reconnect with this person. But yeah, definitely looks like you had a strong draw toward them, regardless, in the past for sure. All right, past energy on their side, we have the Star, which is the major arcana card for Aquarius, and the Hierophant, so major arcana card for Taurus. So with the Star card, could just be saying that they might have gone through some difficult issues in their past that they were actually just getting through. And at the same time, with the Hierophant card here, I feel like this is saying that they definitely saw some potential for the connection with you as well. Another way this could play out for some of you too could just be saying that they might have been trying to decide between the independence, which is the energy of the Star card, versus the more traditional route of being in the connection. But yeah, for the majority of you, I feel like it was more that they went through something separate from the connection, and through meeting you, they actually saw a lot of potential to build something in the connection as well. All right, present energy on your side, we have the Prince of Cups. So this is actually the equivalent of the Knight of Cups in traditional tarot, which is Pisces energy. So yeah, given that Pisces energy for you guys is your sixth house, this could be another thing pointing to potentially the two of you might have met through work in some way. But if not, that could just be saying that your feelings are growing for this person and you're actually going to come forward and express those feelings. All right, present energy on their side, we have the Two of Wands. So yeah, looks like whatever cycle it was that I mentioned that they were dealing with from their past, looks like they're ready for a fresh start themselves. This is an action-oriented energy as well, so for some of you, they might actually be the first ones to reach out. And this is Aries energy as well, which represents your opposite sign, so it could just be saying that there will be energy put toward the connection for sure. All right, future energy on your side, we have Sacrifice. So this is the equivalent of the Hangman in traditional tarot, which to me is the Pisces energy. So again, we see potentially a sixth house type dynamic within the connection. But this I can see going a couple different ways. For some of you, like I mentioned, maybe you, for example, let's say if you travel a lot for your career, maybe you might find in the future that you have to do so again, and that could cause a break within the connection. But the actual story that goes behind the characters in this card was that he actually was able to get her back from the underworld, but the agreement was that he couldn't look at her before they were back home safely, and unfortunately he failed at that, and then that broke apart the connection again. So that's obviously a far more dramatic route. So what it could be saying with that though is just be mindful when it comes to if you do make sacrifices within the connection, just make sure that they're not going to be to the level where you both lose in a way, you know. But yeah, that's what I see with that. So for example, let's say if it's a career related thing, right? Like I said, if you guys were in the same workplace and there's some kind of policy against the two of you being together in the workplace, right? And you might say, oh, I'll just leave my job. But then if you're not going to be able to get anything close to that level of a job elsewhere, right? Could be one of those types of things. But that's what I see with that. And then future energy on their side, we have the Two of Swords in reverse. So yeah, interesting to see this here because I feel like this is almost repeating the message that I see in the present, which is to say that they're ready to take action with that Two of Wands. To me, this almost reiterates that same point. Well, yeah, it could just be saying that potentially, though, if they're undecided too, right? Because I did mention in the past energy, for a smaller percentage of you, they might have been trying to decide between the independence versus being in a more traditional connection, right? Could just be saying that they've made up their mind around that. All right, bottom of the deck on your side, we have the Six of Cups. So this is a Scorpio energy here, often points to reconciliation. So yeah, for some of you, there definitely could have been some kind of a separation you guys had in the past. Like I said, I'm feeling like this is somehow tied into career. So even if you guys weren't from the same workplace, you might have gotten pulled away for your career for a while. Right now, that might be happening again in the future. But with the four cups we see here, it looks like they're on one side of the water, right? And then the two of them are together with the other two cups. So it could just be saying that through the separation, right? You went through that four of cups phase, possibly, where you're like, okay, well, wherever I am and whatever other environment you went into, you might have found like, okay, I'm not finding connections that really hit me quite the same as the connection with this person did, right? So once you were done with that cycle, that might have actually been the spark that made you want to reconnect with this person. And bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Death card, so Scorpio energy here. I feel like this is more pointing to what they might have gone through in the past before this connection began for the majority of you. I don't necessarily see it as pointing to a current or future element, but that would explain why I see that star card with the Hierophant and the energies I talked about with that. But we'll see what the Oracle cards add to the mix, though. So first, we'll see what we get from the Aqua Moonlight deck. I did pre-shuffle this deck, and what I'm looking for here is unspoken messages from you to them and from them to you. Initially, I'll look for jumpers, but if I shuffle for a while without any coming up, I'll just put the deck down and pull cards that way. So we'll see what we get. All right, that doesn't want to go back in the deck, and we'll see what we get from them to you. All right, almost have one there. Okay, and this doesn't want to go back in the deck. So let's see what we got on your side first. Okay, we have influences. It says I'm distracted right now. So yeah, that can be what I was talking about. Oh, thought it was focused. There we go. But yeah, so for somebody that could be what I was talking about as far as the career thing, right? Maybe you guys are just getting pulled away for your careers and weren't really able to give much energy to the connection for a bit. And then in that case, maybe the sacrifice is trying to find that balance, right? Where you might feel like, okay, well, now I'm with this person, but now I feel like my career is, falling off. So it could just be a matter of you guys trying to find a balance between, okay, can I be successful in my career path and also give energy to this connection, right? Let's see, on their side, we have personal. Okay, it says this isn't about you. I'm working through a personal issue. So yeah, that for sure to me seems to point to what I was talking about in the past, where like I said, it looks like that star card really came out to me as that was them recovering from something they went through in their past. It does look like they are recovering quite well. So yeah, I feel like for the majority of you, that might have been more of an energy you felt from them in the past, whereas now it feels like they're more on the same page, but hopefully it resonated either way. And again, to me, that points to what I was talking about with the depth card as well. So I feel like that was separate from the connection. But yeah, let's see what the Wisdom Oracle adds to the mix. Same situation as far as I pre-shuffled this deck as well, but here I'm just looking for one card with general advice to wrap up with. All right, and that doesn't want to go back in the deck, so let's see what you got. Okay, we have Time for a Nap. There's the artwork, and the number is 24. Okay. Someone else got that card this month too. I think it might have been Leo, but don't quote me on that. Okay, let's see. The relationship message says when it comes to matters of the heart, don't make any plans right now. If you're not partnered, it's good to take this time out to get to know yourself. If you're involved with someone, relax and just be with your partner. This is going to be an uneventful moment in time. Don't force anything now. Allow things to flow naturally, and a beautiful renewal will take place all by itself. Patience is the key to your heart's desire right now. Withdraw from action in your relationship and give it a rest so that your love and connection can become rejuvenated. So, yeah, definitely a pretty positive message there. I still feel like that message might be more for the past more than anything because, like I said, it looks like they were working through something. It seems like they're coming out of that. But either way, like it says, this could be one of those things where naturally you guys will just kind of gravitate toward each other because for you, it seemed like you were just more focused on career. For them, like I said, it looked like more of a personal thing. But maybe it's just saying that naturally you guys will wrap those things up around the same time, and then it'll allow you to reconnect in the connection. So, hope whatever resonated for you guys will wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.